Welcome back to a new classic game. Here on the southwest we have Mizzsazza in purple playing as the Japanese. And in pink looks a little bit like purple, so I hope it's not gonna get confusing for anybody that is colorblind. We have Clara playing as the Ottomans. This is a match part of the Whamen's tournament. And I'm Trui and with me is Nim.
Oh, that's me.
That's you!
That's
Nim.
me.
Last time I checked.
That's me. Okay, we are on Prairie, and we do not have a second scout for the Ottomans. Unfortunately for them. Prairie is it's often, sorry, my keyboard, sorry. Okay, I got it. Clara, sorry, blah. I got it. We're all good. I think I'm ready to cast.
Mizzsazza did actually get 2 scouts, and because like on Prairie, it's like actually pretty good to start with 2 scouts because there's so many sheep.
There are so many sheep.
So if you are able to get more sheep than the enemy, you do have a little advantage.
And there's just like a lot of ground to cover it, so it's an open map. It's basically like Dry Arabia, right? So,
but then with sheep.
But then with like lots of sheep and a lot less wood. But I was gonna say. Because this is also part of the Women's League tournament. I'm not sure if you said that in the intro.
Yeah, I did.
So, very good. You're so good. You're so good at this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be like a caster or something.
Oh, are we not?
Because this is part of the Women's League tournament. Like we have a we call that like a map draw.
Yeah, map draw.
Things, so like you can
vote, ban and vote,
and it just kind of means that like a lot of the same maps will end up happening, I think. Yeah,
because these are just the favorites, right?
These are just these are just the favorites, and actually, like I was talking last upload about like the Wololo tournament. That was definitely the case in the previous Wololo, where they have mountain clearing in the map list, which is not a very good competitive map, and it didn't get played once. It didn't get played even once. Nobody picked it. Everybody hated it. And but that's enough about the Wololo.
I guess that's a good thing about like map picking is that if there's maps that people hate playing, they're not going to end up playing them because people will be banning those maps, right?
Yeah. So the Ottomans, they started off with picking 50 tone off the top of the stone outcropping here, and that allows them to put down their military school already. Now this spearmen should be headed over to the other side of the map already, basically in the hope of perhaps disrupting this. But I think on this map, okay, so like it's a little bit true for, you can see how it's not quite the same scenario here. So for the Ottomans, right, their gold, it's a big gold, so you can hide a little bit easier behind it. Their town center, right? Like their goal is just like right in the edge. This is the range in which the arrows can fire in, right? That's the max range. But for the Japanese player here, it covers
like all the way in.
It covers quite a bit of it. So that spearman is never gonna get any damage on that gold mine.
No, because that spearman is gonna get a lot of range damage. It doesn't have a lot of armor, so it will get a lot of damage.
It will, however, insulate you from early cavalry attacks, because you've already got those spearmen in. And it saves you the trouble of having to build a military school later, which you're going to build anyway. You're kind of picking out a spot where you're going to build your future blacksmith and everything, too.
Yeah, it seems like she wants to like build a fort, so she has like a very open space down there.
Yeah.
We do see that like Clara has quite some sheep, but just like a normal amount of sheep. How many do you think it is?
Let's take a look. This is 13. I think there's only 1 corpse, so like, you know, 14.
And there are
25 for Mizzsazza. And remember, these are 250 apiece, right?
Yeah, plus Mizzsazza, of course, also has that Cora Stora house, which is going to spawn more farms. So she's going to be pretty good on the food for a bit.
What is going on here?
The Ottomans don't seem to be wanting to go feudal age right now.
Oh!
There we go.
Oh shit! Clara says. Oh, damn!
I need to make a Trui Madrasa.
We need to age up. We do.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to. You can. Can you make samurai in Dark Age?
You can make samurai in Dark Age, but that is a Japanese unit, and that's available to.
Oh wait, that's the Ottomans.
You can, but
I'm watching at the wrong
Clara
player.
cannot.
Yes. Yeah.
Is this planned? Is this like? Is this just? I don't know if this is planned because like I feel like it's quite a bit of gold to be stacking up, and like if we have this amount of gold, right? At the very least, we need to just put down a mill and get a wheelbarrow or something, right? Like then it makes sense to have that amount of gold this early on already. But as of right now, there's just 300 resources. 300 resources, right? At like, you know, not even 6 minutes into the game is a lot.
I do love that Mizzsazza realizes like the Ottomans are usually pretty aggressive, right? So I do have a lot of sheep. So she decided to actually go on these berries first because they're further out. Then she can send some on these farms that are spawning. And then she has a lot of sheep still under the town center for if she's gonna get attacked.
Yeah, and remember, the daimyo increases the harvest rate of those farms and everything. So she's gonna be sitting pretty underneath that town center for food for quite some time. It means that she doesn't have to go out onto the map.
Which can be hard for the Ottomans because they're trying to make spearmen, right? And the spearmen are not that great to dive town centers with. Yeah,
I'm wondering about this barracks, honestly. I don't feel like that's the right choice. Not
Maybe
against
a stable would be better right now.
I would definitely prefer a stable or an archery range over a barracks because the units that the Japanese are going to be making, if they're going to fight in feudal, right? If they're going to fight in feudal, they have the option of the samurai,
which are good underneath a town center, but expensive.
They're quite expensive, but they're a good unit, I think. Right, like they're a very good unit. They're a very powerful unit, honestly.
Okay, the archery range coming in as a result because Mizzsazza scouted out all those spearmen, and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna make the counter to spearmen, which is archers.
I feel like this is like such a difficult choice to make because I don't think I would have gone with the archery range.
I think she's just fine underneath her town center for now.
I think she is too. But like I don't know, like the for the people not in the know, like the Japanese archer, basically the Yumi Ashigaru, is like it's worse than a regular archer, right? It's not a very strong unit, and it does take up one pop space.
Yeah,
cheaper than archers, increased move speed, but reduced health, and like they're just not a very good unit. Obviously, they still counter spearmen, right?
Yeah.
They still counter spearmen. But I figure I would just as well, because I'm going to build a barracks later, right? There's no way we're finishing this match without a barracks from the Japanese here. I feel like I would just make a barracks and some samurai. Because I don't need this. At no point in the game am I going to need this. I don't like making these. I don't like making the Onimusha. I don't feel like I'm gonna need the Onimusha against the Ottomans anyway. Like that would be a terrible ordeal. Onimusha versus the Ottomans. No, thank you.
Yeah, now she is Mizzsazza is pop capped because her house just got destroyed and she hasn't made a new one yet. So there's gonna be a little bit of a stop on production right now. Clara right here, trying to focus on getting another military school out. Pretty heavy on the wood, on the food. Not that heavy on the gold, but 5 villagers, I think. It's not that bad either.
Where are we putting it? Here we go. The floating gate. So the Japanese are already going castle, and honestly, this is what you can expect the Japanese player to do. They're trying to invest very minimally. I think that's like you could say that that's the reason that they went for an archery range. It's just to insulate them from like a real big spearman push. But like I just don't feel like it's in the cards that much. You know, like I would just rather have that barracks up by now already, and have had some. Like if the spearmen really push me, like I'll make 1 or 2 samurai. I think.
Yeah, maybe Mizzsazza is thinking, with the archers I can shoot from the other side of the wall, even though they're running on the outside of the wall at the moment. But they can, of course, shoot at the spearmen from this side of the wall.
Yeah, but like it just means that the Ottomans are going into the Sipahi, which is also not a problem, right? Because you can just make spearmen and samurai.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no! They're being locked out here.
That is gonna be painful.
No, and those Yumi Ashigaru are gonna push back those spearmen. We're gonna lose. The pink player, Clara Ottomans, is losing one of these spearmen. Sorry guys, it's still not in my system. I'm doing my best, but it's not quite. We're not quite there yet. We have the floating gate up, and our first Shinto priest is out. And the question is always: are we gonna put the Yoshiro into the forge now or later?
It seems like it's easily going immediately.
The question is not where we're putting it. The question is how soon we can get that Shinto priest moving and putting it in the forge, because that's where it goes. It's like that video, right? Like where does this piece go? It goes into the square hole. Like you can fit the Yoshiro anywhere, but it goes into the forge. It always goes into the forge, guys. Picking up that first relic here. It's going to be over to our Japanese player. And
I am wondering though, because Mizzsazza is, and also Clara, they're both having 400 gold in the bank. Now Clara is just aged up, so she's probably going to be queuing some tags, but we did not see double broadaxe, for example, or we did not see wheelbarrow coming in from Mizzsazza.
What are we doing here? Why are we not rescuing our villagers? They're still back here on like the other side of the wood? We've got wood back here a little bit, and we've got some wood over there, but
yeah, it's not a wood dance map.
Like this is like I feel like
got killed.
I feel like it's so hardly worth it to
this is gonna be
to
exactly
palisade like through the forest. Like it's gonna save you a lot of lumber, a lot of wood, if you do that on a map with like big chunks of forest. This is not one of those, right?
No.
And it's more of a hassle that you're
gonna opening your wall.
You're opening up your own wall every time, again and again. I would just drag it over here, like just over these trees, so that you have these trees. It's just not worth it. Like it's not worth. You're constantly compromising your own walls is the problem. Mizzsazza Scout really on the ball here. We're going up with the veterancy for our samurai. Those are going to come in. We're probably going to be looking to get some Anabugeisha in as well. But it's going to be samurai first and Anabugeisha later. Oh, and it's veterancy.
Clara is going to go attack the gold mine
for the Ottomans,
trying to stop that production of the samurai. It's inside the town center range, so the town center will be helping with shooting as well. Yeah,
the meter goes down actually, and that reduces the presumed range defense that it was probably running. And it's just going to be Sipahi left underneath this town, just along with some spearmen. I don't think this is doing anything for Clara.
But if that outpost goes down,
then there are villagers to be gone.
But there might be a potential warlord coming around.
That is a couple of dead villagers, to be fair.
That's definitely
4 dead villagers.
Yep, and maybe there's a warlord coming, maybe not. We're gonna have to hope for one. Ooh, do it! You need to do it now! It's now or never!
No! We wanted to see it! But those are 2 relics safely in the base of Mizzsazza.
They're underneath her town centers.
She's gonna get more of these Shinto priests in for free anyway from that floating gate. So, meanwhile, Mizzsazza has actually pushed out with those Yumi Ashigaru and some of those
killed 2 of the villagers.
Veteran samurai. And killed some villages, pushed Clara off of food, and I think there is a single lancer and some men-at-arms in here now.
Yeah, but it will definitely stop the flow of army coming into her own base.
Yeah, and one of the things that is always curious is like people typically start out with, like it started with mangonel production. The Mechmed Imperial Armory always starts out with mangonel production, but like we said, like I don't think this archer range is going to be used a lot more, right?
No.
So instead, Clara opts to make a trebuchet straight out of the Mechman instead of going for the immediate mangonel. There are 10 villagers.
They just jumped out.
Okay, still in here. I was like, that's a lot of villagers that are idle. That's a lot of villagers. Yeah, there's nothing.
Archers, they're just sacrificing themselves at the moment.
It's just there as a distraction. I think Clara moved her villagers. These are.
Oh, I was like, that's
Wait, hang on, that's not pink.
That's a veteran.
That's not pink.
like I said, they look quite alike, the colors, so it might be a bit confusing for people that are colorblind or don't have
villagers
the
actually turning around and saying, "No, screw you, Nay." But they're lazy now. They've stopped working.
They need to run. Yeah, they're just chilling. They're like,
they were only,
I accepted my death.
They didn't have an attack move. They had they just had an attack order for the
There's the samurai.
The lancer specifically. I think they could have killed the Sipahi too, to be honest.
Yep.
But that means that we've lost quite a number of villagers.
17 villager kills for Clara, and we got 4 villager kills for Mizzsazza.
I don't feel like we should have lost all of these, right? I feel like, you know, villagers over here, they were just not being pulled back. When the outpost went down, they were not being pulled back on time. And villagers being caught out here,
There's again
they shouldn't be here.
One being there, yep.
It is again and again. Mizzsazza, the Japanese player, choosing to put villagers there where they're
in a very dangerous spot.
These are low health villagers. These should be underneath the town. So to bring some fresh health villagers out here and get yourself wheelbarrow. Get yourself wheelbarrow, because that's the best
the
way.
best counter to raids.
Yeah, to raids. Like at least they can get to safety a little bit quicker.
Yeah, we see that Shinto priest walking around again. So the relics are probably gonna be inside.
I would love to see them being picked up right now, because we have stopped gathering gold, which we need for our veteran samurai. Right?
Yeah, and Mizzsazza is sending one over Shinto priest somewhere here. Oh, there he is, just standing still.
I think he was supposed to go into the forge there. But we've stopped gathering gold, and like we need that extra gold. It's being put into the forges, obviously, but we need a monastery. We have the wood to spare. We had almost 1,000 wood earlier, I saw, and but no gold, right? And we want to keep our samurai production up, because whatever they bring over here, right, minus the crossbowmen, right, the samurai is good against it.
I do like that Clara is actually aiming at this forge right now. Normally you would say forge, but there's like a passive 75 gold a minute from that forge. So now that is down. And
actually it opens up things a little bit wider here. That is not a priority.
No, I was complimenting the forge, but you know the one villager will be idled.
No, she's retargeted. That's to the archery range, which is the right call here.
The production buildings.
It's not because and again, you know, like this archery range doing nothing, right? Imagine if in the early game we had just made an extra barracks, yeah, and just made the veteran samurai. Like again, I don't feel like the Yumi Ashigaru. This is a lot of Yumi Ashigaru for one archery range. Did anything really? Like, I mean, yes, they did.
Is Mizzsazza making a keep right now?
But I don't know that they. No, it's not a town center. I don't know that they did enough to warrant the continued existence of this archery range, when we might as well have just made a barracks. Like, I know. Like, you know, Ottomans were making. We need to pull these back. Oh no.
Run! Oh no! The town center is
full,
being.
But this one's almost done.
Yeah, but there's gonna be villager killed for it as well, because they can't run anywhere. They just want to finish this town center. And it's gonna be.
They need to hop in. Yes.
And 25 villager kills, 26 in total already for Clara.
There is no army for Mizzsazza right now. If only we had more gold. Right.
I think
those relics did go in. She did manage to during the stress of all of that. Mizzsazza's trying to grab some more of these relics even. During all of this, she is still doing work, which is very impressive because like she's under a lot of duress here.
Yeah, but on the other side, 22 are idle right now, so she only has like 8 guys working against the 61 from Clara. I don't think there's a coming back from that.
I feel like if we open up with barracks or open up with stables, even the stable, I realize the stable is weird considering like the Ottomans had so many spearmen at the time, but like the archer range just doesn't do anything for us. It's such a weak unit, and I hate it. I hate the archer. I hate the Yumi Ashigaru. Like archers are so good, but Yumi Ashigaru, like it never feels good to make them. It never feels good to make them.
Yeah, and that's just waiting until the town center goes down, I feel like.
Because like there is a way back into this game, but like we've lost 35 villages, right?
But like second town center is definitely a good thing to get back in a game. I think it's a little too late though.
It's a little too late.
That Springle is out, trying to sneak behind, trying to get a shot off, but it's being spotted and needs to retreat. But
it will not outpace the knight here, the lancer.
The samurais are gonna try and save it.
I feel like we had it. I feel like we had it like when Mizzsazza aged up, right? I feel like we were. Sorry, I gotta stop saying we.
Wolves!
I gotta stop saying we. I feel like Mizzsazza had it at some point, right? Like when she aged up, she was in castle earlier and everything. Everything was looking pretty good. But I don't think that we had the unit production going on that we really needed to. And we needed a mix of, as I said, the samurai and the unobligation.
Insufficient boots! Oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see it.
And then at some point we went off of food, I think. We went off of gold. Like that's the thing. Our gold, yeah.
Well, so congratulations, Clara. If you want to see more Age of Empires Gasset matches, click on one of these playlists or the video YouTube recommends you. Make sure to subscribe because there is a lot more Gasset games coming and you don't want to miss them.